You can very quickly and easily set up a program return output to be sent back from your switcher into your already existing QuickLink portal workflow. Now, in order to set your return outputs up, you'll need to open up the settings window by clicking on the cog icon. Then navigate over to the Advanced tab. Scroll down a little way and you'll see Return Output Configuration. Now, first of all, you have 4 different outputs that you can set up, and you have 4 different types of output that you can set up as well. So you see here in the drop-down menu, you have Program, Caller, Waiting, or Virtual Camera. Now, the program return output is a program return that you can send back to your conference room from your switcher here. So anybody that goes into your conference room will see whatever you're sending back from here is your program return. As you might expect, the waiting is the waiting room program return that you would send back. So that will sit itself in the program return seat for your waiting room for anybody that joins to view whatever you are sending back there. The caller option, so that allows you to send back another program return that you can use as you would a caller or a contributor in your portal. So you can put them in a pro room, for example, or put them as a guest in a conference room, whatever suits your workflow there. And lastly, we have the virtual camera. So the virtual camera, you could set up a feed that you could then pick up as a guest and use the virtual camera feed instead of, say, a webcam or something like that. If you wanted to use something coming back from your switcher as your video input, you can set up the virtual camera and then select it from your input devices there. I'll show you how to do that in a bit if you don't know, but we'll get to that shortly. Now, after the type window, you have got the video drop down menus here as well. So from here, you can select no video, the program, or any of your individual scenes that you have set up there. And similarly with the audio, you can have no audio, you could have the program audio out as well, or you could have any of your auxiliary outputs that you have potentially set up there. The audio input here is just an indication of which virtual cables are in use there. And lastly, along here, we have room. So if you have more than one conference room or more than one waiting room, you would be able to select them from this drop down menu here. I only have the one conference room, so I've only got the one option, and the same with waiting room. But if you did have more, they would appear in that drop-down menu. Now, when you're happy with your setup, you can just start your return outputs by simply clicking the Start button next to each one. Give it a second or two between starting up each output. There we go. What I'll do now is I'll pop over to my QuickLink portal and you should see what I've just started there. So first of all, you can see, there we go. There's the waiting room program output there. That's slotted straight into the appropriate seat there, as has the conference room program return as well. That's gone in there. You'll see as well that the caller has come in here. So the caller is available to be moved around. Like I said, you could put the caller into a pro room like so. You'll see that they've just left the waiting room there and gone straight into that seat in a pro room there. And lastly, we've got the virtual camera. So if I go over to my guest, you'll see that I've got a video playing. Now that's coming from my switcher because I've got virtual camera selected as my video inputs. You see all you do, what I would normally do obviously is I'd have my webcam on, but I've got all these other options. And down here I have switcher VCam 4, which is the one that I started there. So that's playing back one of my scenes, which is playing in my switcher that I've set up over here. And you'll see it's virtual camera 4, and that relates to that. Now, once you're done with all of these, if you don't want them running all the time, all you need to do is simply press the stop button again. Allow them a second or two to stop. There we go. They're all free for you to configure again if you wish. One thing I didn't mention was that these don't have to be individual program waiting, caller, virtual camera. They could all be program returns if you want. If that suits your workflow, they could all be program, they could all be waiting room, they could all be caller. So that's all you have to do. You're not limited to just the one of each. That's why we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So it's very flexible, very easy. And that has just shown you how to set up your return outputs to pick up back in your portal. Thank you for watching. You can access other instruction videos on our YouTube channel or by navigating to support.quicklink.tv.